Hi, my name is Jean and this is my channel Learn with Jean. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 3 reasons to adopt and use Lean Startup in building, starting, and growing your creator business. I wanted to share this with you because maybe you've seen some of my videos talk about reverse engineering or backwards learning, which is another way of describing it. But that's really what Lean startups do really well. They start to work backwards. When you work backwards, you're training your brain to look for patterns, look for repetition, and also work a little bit more faster. Not in terms of productivity, but your brain starts to notice very quickly this strategy isn't working, or notice I don't have enough time and I need to hire and delegate and outsource. And so when you start to recognize these are some successful strategies that startups adopt, you can apply them to your own creator business and start to reach your goals a little bit more quicker than if you had not applied these strategies of backwards learning. And so I wanted to share this because I think it's really important as a lot of creator businesses start to come out and people start to develop creator business and grow their creator business, can really learn from Lean Startup to work faster, to be more nimble in your business. And you can use Lean Startup as a framework to grow and reach a certain 6-figure income to replace your 9-to-5 job. Or you may think about like the strategies of startups that start very lean and start very scrappy, start on a bootstrap funding without any outside funding, and they're able to take it to 6 figures in X number of years. Now, I will caution you that a creator business is a very labor of love, so sometimes it can feel frustrating and sometimes it can feel like your head is banging on the wall. But I wanted to remind all of us that if you're feeling this way, please, you're not alone. Even the best startups have those same frustrating moments, and know that it is part of growing a business. There's a lot to learn, there's a lot to test. Now, the second part of this is I'm going to share an example of why reverse engineering works for me and why it works in my business, because that will help you see the experiences not just of startups, but also from my own experiences. This is why I teach reverse engineering and backwards learning, is because I really believe in the power of it to train our brain to pivot faster and kill ideas and strategies that don't work. If we look at successful startups like Airbnb, Lyft, and Uber, a lot of them just start out from the very basic foundations of who you're targeting, what your offer, service, and product is, and going out there and doing the work of testing to see if you can get your first customers and first 5 sales. This is really key because if you can build that kind of small momentum, then you can start to rinse and repeat and take this to the next level. And so similarly in my business, I learned how to build a business backwards. I started as a freelancer, not intending to be a freelancer or not even intending to be an entrepreneur, just as a kind of hobby while I figured out what my next career move would be. And so I didn't intend to be an entrepreneur and freelancer when I started out, but maybe I knew deep down I had an interest. But I started on Upwork and looked for freelancing jobs that I think would be interesting. And that's what happened. I started to put out a bunch of feelers on Upwork to see which jobs I could get hired for. And where I got hired for was what I ended up sticking with. And so the first job that I was hired for on Upwork was doing curriculum development for other creators. And that was really what got my wheels turning and my gears spinning. That was really what started this whole momentum for me of wanting to teach and build a business, is because I was freelancing and building curriculum, and I saw a lot of opportunity to share what I learned in my work as an instructional designer and a learning designer, and I really enjoy the work in addition to a part-time job while I was studying to be a data analyst. And over time I realized I don't want to be a data analyst, and so I made the decision to really be a full-time freelancer entrepreneur, and I started to go into Facebook groups and try to explore different markets and opportunities, and that's got me started to where I am today, is that I started freelancing, and over time, after a lot of, I won't go into the whole story, but a lot of like trials and experimentation, I really committed to being a full-time entrepreneur. As a result of freelancing, I realized that this is what I wanted to do, and this was really interesting, and I saw a lot of ways that I could lend my different skill sets in teaching and sharing and what I noticed in the market, and come out here and make videos and reach different entrepreneurs, reach different markets, and wanted to then focus on being a Thinkific expert. And so I tell this story that I learned what I needed to do and be as an expert by working backwards and working in other people's business to learn what was happening, who the clients were. And I studied those strategies to know I want to serve B2B markets. And then later on, I realized, oh, maybe I could serve B2C markets. For me, in the beginning, it was really about the right kind of clients. So the strategy of working in other people's business and seeing the kind of markets they served, studying their patterns and offers and products helped me see how I could eventually start my own business as a Thinkific expert, what kind of value I could deliver, and who I could reach with my services. And that's why backwards learning is a really helpful strategy to get you there faster. One of the other things I learned was how not to launch an online business, how to not sell a product. I also learned through this experience how I could potentially leverage other people's Facebook groups to launch my own product, but ultimately realizing that it wasn't my interest at the time, but maybe later on I will continue to go back and resume that idea. But the most important thing, if you are starting, growing, and or building your creator business, start small. Start scrappy. You don't need to have a whole team first. The most important thing that you need to have when you're first starting out is an offer and an opt-in, so that people can learn from you. If you want to sell like an online, you need to have also a website. You don't need to go with any fancy branding or logo. You need to have a presence, because the idea is you want to focus on testing your market and getting your first customers and sales. When you have those two nailed down really well and those two elements work and the energy of the people are responding and people want what you have to offer, then you can take what you've built in a very lean way and start taking it to the next level. This will save you time, headache, frustration, and money. The idea is you need to have some kind of online presence, but you don't need to go out and have the best website, the logo, everything done. The most important part of beginning your online business is really having some kind of presence and accepting that it won't be perfect, it won't be the way you want it to look, because you're starting out and you're just testing your market. Until you've tested your market and you've gotten customers, then you can take things to the next level and grow and improve your website, improve your branding, improve the logo, all because you're targeting your next level of customers. So you want to approach this from the way startups do, starting out with a beta, and you're starting small, and then as you get momentum and you gain momentum, then you can take it to the next level. The second aspect of why lean startup works is not only are you being very discerning, it's not saying you don't spend money, you have to invest money in your business. You invest money from a very lean point of view. Like, do you need a $15,000 website, or do you need maybe something a little bit more leaner because you're just starting out and you don't know if that's the right direction to go in? So that's the kind of scenario that I present. What do you need to get your first customers and to get people in the door? The next aspect of lean startup and what makes it really effective is now that you have a presence online, you have an opt-in, you start and figure out where your customers might be, and you start building a following, and you start nurturing your following and giving value. And then you start to next, once you've mastered that, you start to see, okay, is it working? Am I gaining momentum? Am I getting customers? And am I getting sales? And once things are moving in the right direction, you start to see that you have a business, product, and or service that people are interested in buying from you. This last part of it is that if there is no customers and you're not getting momentum in terms of feedback from people, then you can go back to your market research and realign who you're targeting and realign maybe your offer and or service to really meet the needs of the clients that you want to serve. So that is why, in a nutshell, why Lean Startup is a method and framework that every creator can adopt when they're starting out. It allows you to avoid spending time, money, and energy on things that aren't working and focus on what is working and adapt to pivot when things aren't working and shifting your focus to the right kind of customers and the service and product. I hope this video is helpful. Let me know if you have questions, feedback, or you want to share any of your thoughts on this topic. I'm here to help. Please don't hesitate to reach out, leave a comment, feedback, and let me know what you want to hear, what you're struggling with in your business. My whole goal is really teaching this way of backwards learning so that we can all get to our goals quicker, faster, and have a lot more fun. And thank you for watching, and I will see you all soon.